Project Adopt Live. My name is Audrey Lynn. Today is the sixth episode of our Project Adopt Live initiative, brought to you by Hope for Animals in collaboration with friends in the arts and media industries. We'd also like to say a happy Mother's Day to everyone who's celebrating, whether you've got real children or fur babies. Today is your day and we honor you. So I'd like to begin with a question. Have you had a moment in your life where a kind act has made a positive impact? Here at Project Adopt Live, we see these beautiful moments come to life when the animals at the many shelters that we volunteer at find their forever home. With the current circuit breaker extension, many of those shelters that we volunteer at and the animal welfare groups are struggling with rent and daily costs for meals for their furry friends up for adoption. To help with this, the Hope for Animals artist team has decided to relaunch the bark ornament series so you can get your pets personalized onto a bark ornament for just $45. Now, what's the breakdown of this $45? Out of every $45, $24.50 will be donated to the shelters, $10 will go to a token fee to the artist, and the rest goes toward covering your costs, the courier fees, everything that it takes to get the art from the artist to you. Now you can get the Hope for Animals artist team to paint or draw your pets for you, or you can buy one of our ready-made bark ornaments as gifts for your friends, and there's a wide range to choose from. There are dogs, cats, bunnies, smaller animals, even parrots, all painted or drawn by talented artists. You can get yours today by scanning the QR code on the screen or via the link in the captions. Remember, when you adopt or foster, you spread joy to yourself and your family, as well as the life of the animal that you welcome into your home. Today, we bring you some lovely puppers from the Action for Singapore Dogs. Now, ASD, or Action for Singapore Dogs, was established in December 2000 as a non-profit organization. Now, it officially became registered with the Registry of Societies in 2002 and was granted charity status in May 2015. ASD's mission is to improve the welfare of stray and abandoned dogs in Singapore, rescuing and rehoming, advocating sterilisation, promoting responsible pet ownership, and highlighting the virtues of our local crossbreed dogs that are known as Singapore Specials. Before we bring on the animals, if you are interested to adopt or foster any of these animals that are coming on, scan the QR code on the screen or refer to the caption for the form to fill up. ASD will follow up with you on your interest. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Here's Lisa, a fosterer for ASD, and she's got the doggies. Hello, Lisa.
Hi. Wait.
Oh wow. Okay, I see you can see on screen 1, 2, 3, 4, a bunch of the dogs that are up for adoption. We've got Filo, we've got Phoebe, we've got Tessa, we've got Starbucks, we've got Bonnie, and is
Bonnie.
Marshmallow around?
They'll be the last.
They'll be coming on a bit later. We've got something for everyone on the show.
Yes.
But wow, so which one are we looking at first? Are we going to be meeting Philo first?
Okay, we have Filo.
Hello,
This is
Philo.
There you are. So Filo
Oh,
is
she's
4 months
lovely.
old. Yeah. He's as you can see, he's very, very greedy. He do anything for food. There you are. Currently he's not HDB approved.
Right.
Okay, so only private. He has a sibling with Phoebe. There were actually 5 of them.
Nice.
So now we left with 2. Yeah. So they were rescued from Sungai Below. Yeah. In January.
Nice.
Yeah. We couldn't get the mom, so we just rehomed the kids first. And then we'll try to get the mom in near future and get her sterilized. So we have no
Okay.
more puppies.
Very important.
There you go.
Very, very active, this one.
Yes. Philo
So what's his
is
personality like?
Sorry?
What's his personality like?
Okay, he really do love humans. But he can be very vocal as well.
Right.
And then active family. super active family, and you need a lot of energy with him.
That's
Philo,
great.
come here.
So I think Philo
Philo.
would do really well in a family which has lots of kids, lots of energy going around.
Yes, okay, for age of 4 months old, right? Because they are still quite mouthy.
Right.
So if you do have young children in the family, you have to be cautious and then to make sure that they know how to give them space.
Right.
Because children they like to go hug,
Right.
play. Yeah, sometimes the pups do not know their strength, and if they were to mouth them, because that's how they play, it could be a little bit painful for
I
young
see.
children. Yeah, but definitely active family is needed.
Right.
A lot of patience, and like say he's only 4 months old.
Yeah.
So he has a lot of manners to learn to at least 1 year old. Can you see that? Now he knows how to do sit, and wait for treats.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gonna have a lot. Come here, sit down. Good boy. Oh no. Okay, wait. Sit. No.
Oh,
Sit.
what a
You know,
handsome face.
sit. You can see. It's really. Yeah. So if you are a first time dog owner and thinking of getting Filo,
Right.
we will definitely recommend that you go for puppy obedience classes.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be very helpful.
Is there one that you would recommend?
Sorry.
Is there a puppy obedience person or
Okay.
organization that you'd recommend?
Usually we have a couple of trainers
Mm-hmm.
that we will advise our adopters to go to.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are few when they adopt from ASD, right? We will give them a list, and then we'll see what is their preference because
Right.
sometimes it's the cost wise, the places, the training ground, and also each puppy is different, you know. So sometimes the trainer also will assess whether are they ready for group classes or do they actually need one-to-one classes.
So as a just your opinion, having fostered Philo for a while, do you think he's gonna be okay in a group class?
If he will be alright, if the owners are inexperienced, definitely go for the puppy classes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
Oh,
if
but
you're
he look
experienced, yeah. There you go. You just have
he
a
looks
lot of food.
he looks like a great big softie. He's so happy.
As long
Oh,
as you have food, they are very food motivated. Correct now. There you go.
basically like me. So I think that that's all Philo has the attention for us today. So if you're keen on bringing Philo back and making him part of your home, remember to scan the QR code or fill up the form. After the circuit breaker is over, I think everyone will get in touch, and the shelter representative will contact you directly after the lockdown has been lifted. We have pinned the form in the comments, so you can just go straight there, fill it up, and wait for us to come back to you. So we want to say a quick thank you to one of our campaign sponsors, Pet Lover Center. Pet Lover Center has kindly sponsored over 5,000 packets of pet food for both the animal welfare groups as well as the pets who get adopted. Pet Lover Center has the widest range and the freshest stock of products to help pet owners care for their animals, and they also provide services like pet grooming and vet consultation. Their online shopping is available 24/7 on their website, and we are going to move from Philo into Phoebe. Hello,
So
Phoebe.
Phoebe is the sister of Philo.
They look like twins. They look like absolute photocopies of each other.
Yes, they are. They are. Now, for Phoebe is more on the shy side. It's not unless you have food, then you're able to get her.
We can tell Philo is the not shy kind. The food is in his
Yes, so
sister's
you
mouth
can
and he's pulling it out.
tell. Yes. So Phoebe will need a little bit more time to warm up to strangers, to new people in the family.
Mm-hmm.
But once she knows you, right, she's as affectionate as is, but not as naughty as Philo.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see? Now, handling with a little bit more shy dog takes more time and patience, and not having too high expectation. Training, yes, short training so that you can bond with her and she trusts you.
Mm-hmm.
Every new puppy that you bring back to the family, important is to get their trust first.
Right.
Yeah. And then you can start practicing that obedience training. All right, now, Phoebe. Phoebe. Sorry, Phoebe is the other sister's name. There you
Oh,
go.
she's so happy to be a lap dog.
Yeah, she
And just like,
is.
is she very cuddly?
Sorry,
Is
cuddly.
she? Yes.
Not as sticky as Filo.
Hmm.
I think because she's a lady, so she's a bit more like play hard to get.
Oh, yes. We know a little bit about that.
Yeah, okay then. Right.
So, what kind of a family do you think would suit her?
Okay, if there are young children, not boisterous kind,
Hmm.
because she will be a little bit spooked out with sudden movements, big actions, and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe not
Um,
a family with a lying down stroop at home.
and have I might mention they're also cat friendly,
Oh,
so
yes.
they are open to cats owners as well.
We had a lot
Yeah.
of questions about that the last time that we were streaming with dogs. Everyone was asking, how are they with cats? I understand, Lisa, that you have a cat, or you have more
I
than
have
one cat.
I have 5 cats.
So the dogs and the cats, everyone just, they hang out, they play, they just do their own thing.
Yes, correct. I mean, usually most house cats, when they have a new dog in the
Hmm.
family, they will usually ignore the dog,
Right.
or they will hide. They do not want to actually look at them. But
Yeah.
it's okay. They will come out of the shell, and as long as the dog doesn't go and pester them too much, then you increase the stress the cat.
Right.
Yeah. So usually we always advise just leave them alone. They will figure out on their own. Okay. Because cats are usually more temperamental.
Hmm.
Yeah, eventually they will learn.
And
Oh,
it doesn't take very much for the whole family to get to know each other and for everyone to get along eventually.
yeah, correct.
Wow, I'm so amazed that Phoebe has just been so politely sitting down in your lap.
I know, right? I think she's like, okay, I'm getting it. By sitting on the lap, I'm getting more treats all to myself.
Amazing.
So really, so a big investment in the start, you need to have a lot of good value treats.
Right.
Okay. So all these are actually my homemade jerky that I make.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, given the amount I have, it's best to make some myself.
How many animals do you have?
Well, I foster quite a number. Yeah, so yeah. Wow, thanks.
Oh, wow. How long does it take for you to make that jerky? Because I think everyone is very free during the circuit breaker period and everyone's baking or cooking. So now, if they want to do something for their fur babies,
Okay, the reason why I homemade everything is I believe that when you make homemade, right, you know what you put in it, and everything can be fresh.
right,
Okay, and to be honest, it's actually cheaper than buying from outside. It's only the
right.
investment that you need to get on the machine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can get a cheap one like 50, $60,
Yep.
a good one at $400 that can last you a lifetime. But think of it, you buy a packet of treats is about $20. How long is that gonna last?
It adds up
And
fast.
yes, and then dehydrated you can do, like human fruits and all that too.
Hmm.
Yeah, so you can do a lot of varieties.
I've got a
Right.
question coming in.
Yeah.
Someone is asking, is Phoebe very playful? And if so, will she be hard to train?
Okay. As long as they are food motivated, good treats. Okay, invest in good treats.
Hmm.
They are not hard to train. Okay. They are all playful once they warm up.
Hmm.
If you have a second dog in the family, it's even beneficial for her.
Right.
But if there is no second dog, just human, always spend time. I don't need one shot an hour. A good shot, 15 minutes, couple times a day is good enough for them.
Right.
Training for puppies should be short and simple because their attention span is very short. They get bored easily.
Hmm.
Yeah, so they're not
So
difficult to train.
they're basically like a bit like human children, right? You need to be patient when you're trying to teach your human children how to
Yes.
sit and say and finish their food. I think with fur children, you don't need to teach them to finish their food. They will vacuum everything up.
Correct.
But
And usually
again,
this stage, they
mhm,
are like primary school children.
yeah.
so they can know, how rebellious they can get as they grow a little bit older.
Yeah.
So usually from age like 3 months to 9 months old, or to at least 1 year old,
Mm-hmm.
it's like the juvenile time.
Right.
Yeah, it's like
We
they know what to do, but they choose not to do it.
we have another question
And
coming in from
yeah,
Fabiz. Is it necessary for me to sterilize the dog when I adopt?
yes, when you adopt any dog from organization, animal welfare group, sterilization is part of it.
Right.
So for ASD, right, there's adoption fee
Mm-hmm.
that actually covers the sterilization.
Mm-hmm.
Appointment will actually be made for you. There's no way you can escape it. Okay,
Okay.
it's better for the dogs actually in long run. You will rule out, you won't have, for the female pyometra means the womb infection,
Mm-hmm.
and for the boys, will be cancer in the testicles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we don't sterilize them early, so don't have to worry about that. So definitely it's after 6 months old to 1 year old.
Right.
But we also advise that you get a doctor to the vet to vet the puppy if they are ready to be sterilized.
Okay.
Sometimes they say, okay, let's give a little bit longer. Maybe their bones are not fully formed well yet. Yeah,
Yeah.
but definitely they'll be sterilized.
We've got another question coming in from Melissa. Adjust the dog when he or she reaches home for the first time.
Okay, so usually we will tell a doctor first 2 weeks is important, it's their transition
Uh-huh.
period. First week, if they don't pee and poo, that's very normal, don't need to panic. After the first week, the pup will actually start coming out from the shell
Mm-hmm.
and then adapt to the new environment. So just keep it as simple as possible, okay?
Right.
And then don't stress the dog out. Some dogs actually take even longer than a month. But if we know that dog doesn't open up that fast, right, we will actually preempt you. Some dogs are the skittish one, so like this pony
Mm-hmm.
here, it will take a bit longer. So all this has to be informed prior to adopting any dog. You have to
Right.
read your expectation out, what you're going to get and stuff like that. Yeah.
We've got one more question coming in from Dominic. He's asking about the procedures for adopting from ASD.
Okay, for ASD's procedure, for any puppies, right, um, younger than 6 months old, there is actually no trial period.
Oh,
Yes, the reason why is because puppies are very cute when they are young. And if we give you a trial period for 2 weeks, that 2 week of youth is gone just like that. And if it doesn't work out, it comes back, the puppy will stop being cute, and then people will stop adopting them. So
oh
no trial
dear.
period for adoption for ASD for puppies. But
Mm-hmm.
prior to that, there'll be a lot of screening. So first you see the pup that you like, you fill up a questionnaire, you email back to ASD. They will have a counselor come back to you to do a phone interview and get to know more about you and your family, your background, and then also your your house. How does your house look like? Is it conducive enough for a puppy, or in fact any dog?
Mm-hmm.
They will come and do a house visit actually. So after the house visit, they will advise you what to get, like the baby fences
Yeah.
or whatever you need. Get all those things done. Everything's prepared. It's just like preparing a newborn baby coming to the house. Then the dog will come to the house. So on the day
So
itself,
important.
then we'll sign off the papers, and then yeah. But even after signing off the papers, we don't just end there. The support will be still there. We counselor will keep in touch with you, update on how's the dog doing, are
Right.
they transiting well, do you have any issues and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, so we don't just stop there.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, we're going to move on to the next puppy, but first we'd like to say thank you to one of our other campaign sponsor, Pets Couture Logo, and you can follow them at the Pets Couture SG. We're pleased to announce that Pets Couture is now our other campaign sponsor, and they have pledged 40% of their sales from their 3 limited edition pet collars from Pet
Okay.
Glam collection for today's fundraising toward ASC's cause. Now, their pledge will run during the live stream from the 9th of May to the 23rd of May.
Fun.
Coming up,
For
I
this
think we've got Tessa.
Tessa. Tessa.
Hi, Tessa.
Okay. So Tessa she's about 6 to 7 months old.
Mm-hmm.
She's already deemed HDB approved. Okay.
Where is she? Come, Tessa.
Tessa.
Let's get you on screen. Ooh, now all the doggies like, yes, I will now be Tessa.
Yeah. So you can see at 6, 7 months old, she's already that size comparing with Phoebe. So Phoebe has more to grow.
Mm-hmm.
The HDB approved dog, there is the size of a limitation of 55 cm. So just like Bonnie, this is the height, that's the maximum.
Right.
Okay, so Tessa, she just came in not long ago from a factory in Kranji.
Mm-hmm.
Her sibling is still out there, but we have to take rescue in slowly, one at a time. We can't afford to take all at the moment because of the circuit breaker.
Right.
Tessa, come. She's very, very friendly.
Oh.
Yeah. And she's a kisser actually. Come on, darling. Come on. Come on. So she's great for first time dog owner. Not for cats actually. She doesn't attack the cats, but she can get very vocal and she loves to bark at the cat. Yeah, so not for cat owner, for Tessa.
Yes.
Very needy. She loves to kiss everyone that she sees.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, and if you were on the sofa, she'll sit beside you kind.
Mm-hmm. So she's
Huh?
definitely going to be one of the cuddly dogs if
Yeah,
you're
she
looking for
is.
someone.
She is. I call her kisser. She kissed too much to me.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah. Hey, come on. Yeah. She's very easy to train, very food motivated as well.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing about her, she's only 6 months old, 6 to 7 months
Yes.
old. She's a little bit on the destructive side, huh?
Okay,
So
so what
that's
should we
one
look
thing you have
out
to
for?
know.
For
She
possible.
likes to she likes to bite furniture.
Okay. Is
Hmm.
that something you
Yes,
think that she might grow out of? Or she can be trained out of?
yes, she can grow out, but I would say most of them will bite to age about 1.5 years old.
Right.
Yeah. So yes, she will need plenty of toys, a lot of mental stimulation to keep her occupied.
That's a very important thing for people who are
Yeah.
adopting it to take note of. Oh, we have a question
Yeah.
coming in from Anvi. She says, I understand the dogs are probably being trained by fosterers in the English language. If they're being adopted, it shouldn't be a problem if the adopters don't speak English, right?
Oh no, that's totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
They will adapt. It's like their names. We give the name now. If they go to the new
Yeah.
home, you can change the name immediately as well. But of course, you give them a little bit of time to get used to it. Yeah. So
Well,
if it's
it's a new
Chinese,
situation.
yeah. Tessa.
So dogs are very adaptable, especially at this age. We had
Yes,
an
they are.
interesting we had an interesting conversation with the Friends of Seven kennels, and they were talking about how it was slightly more difficult to find homes for some of their puppies because of something they called black dog syndrome. Do you have a comment, or would you like to explain what black dog syndrome is?
It has to be full black.
Mm-hmm.
So Tessa is not a full black. She's black and tan. She has a little bit of the browns. She has the brown on the eyebrow, so it looks like a Rottweiler kind.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, so let me grab her. Come on, darling. You need to show the front, not the back. Ah. See,
Oh,
this how
look at
small
this.
she is.
She's such
Okay?
a
So
stunner.
she has a little
Oh,
bit brown. This is the two brown dot here. So usually we
yeah.
call this the black and tan.
Mm-hmm.
She's stoning.
Oh, she's so
Yeah.
sweet. Look at her. She's a cuddle bug.
Yeah, you can do anything to her. Yeah, so the thing about the black dog syndrome, I would say it's mainly more for the full black because full black looks a bit more intimidating.
For people at home,
Um,
black dog syndrome is what happens when people, adopters, and fosterers are more reluctant to bring a full black dog back home. So, for some reason, even if they're really well trained, the all black dogs kind of seem to spend a bit longer in the shelters and with the fosterers because no one wants to bring them home.
I would say black dogs are actually easier than plain brown dog or black dog with white paws.
Mm-hmm.
So So black dog with white paws are actually like the Chinese they say a bit pantang. It's like the Chinese sorry, we have an intruder here. Sorry, a minute.
So, would you recommend? I mean, besides the obvious answer that black goes with everything, would you think that this would make a great addition to any home?
I think regardless of their colors, all dogs are same. It's
Mhm.
more important on how their temperament is, their character is, and how the owners actually train them. Yeah, the color doesn't really matters.
True that.
Mm,
It's what's
yeah,
inside that counts, and when you want to welcome someone
correct.
into your home, you want to make sure that their personality is a good fit for your personality, and ultimately, what color their fur is just becomes a superficial afterthought.
Correct.
With,
I
with,
mean, there's a term they call it black beauty.
mhm.
There's a reason for it, right? So black is a beauty.
We love that. We
Yeah.
love that. We have a question
Yeah.
coming in from Daphne, and she's asking, how long is the adoption process after they have matched with a dog?
It takes about 2 to 3 weeks at
Mm-hmm.
least, I would
Yeah.
say, because everyone's on a volunteer basis.
Right.
So when they want to visit your house, you have to make appointment. You have to be free. The volunteer
Yeah.
have to be free to go down and see. After that, you have to go and prepare all your stuff to get things from the pet shop. And a lot of people will do online, which is going to take a couple more days. Then we also would like to bring the dog over only over the weekends when you guys are not I mean, most of the time at home. So
Yeah.
you can actually supervise, the new member in the family rather than just come in on Monday and then everybody goes to work.
That's
Then you
true.
wouldn't know you wouldn't know what's going on in the 8 hours, 10 hours because the dog definitely be like for first time alone.
Yes.
It's like it's a totally new environment. They can get stressed out. Okay. So we do not want that. So usually we like to send it over on a Friday or
Right.
like a Saturday daytime.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the weekends to see the transition.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also can practice like um going out for a dinner, leaving them just like 2 hours alone at home in during the weekend, and then you will know, okay, on when you guys go back to work for the 10 hours, what you can expect.
Yeah.
They have separation anxiety because most dogs that are from shelter, they're never alone. They're always with other dogs.
Yes.
So this is one thing that we cannot actually guarantee that the dogs are okay being alone on their own for the 8 10 hours. So you need to try and check it out, stuff like that.
And
So
it's
even if the dog do have separation anxiety,
right.
you have to manage.
And it's so important to
Mm,
keep remembering that this is a new young member of the family that you're bringing home for the first time. And if you were dealing with a young child, how would you deal with that child? And what type of
Right.
precautions would you take? Because it's really no different when we're adding to members of our family. It's really no different. So if
Yeah.
you are keen on making inquiries out to beautiful Tessa, you can scan the QR code and fill up the form. All the information will be processed by the volunteers, and they will get back to you after the circuit breaker is lifted. So thank you so much, Tessa.
Okay, are you done?
Oh no, she's just gonna chill out. But while she chills out there, I will just say thank you to another one of our episode sponsors. This
Yeah.
is Magic Dow Photography, and only till the end of May, you get at just $25. Magic Dow Photography will convert your pet's photograph into a breathtaking watercolor print. $15 for each sale will go to Project Adopt Live. Thank you, Magic Dow. And Magic Dow has also sponsored a pet photo shoot worth $300 as a prize for one lucky donor. Do check out Magic Dow's beautiful work on their Instagram account. We will be putting the link in the comments very soon. And next up, is that Starbucks?
No, no, no.
Oh, is this
It's
is
still
Philo?
Phoebe.
It's Phoebe again. Oh my gosh, I can't tell Philo and Phoebe apart. They have
Phoebe
the
has a bigger
same
ears.
face. Oh, so sweet. Of course, the lap dog would want to come back to your lap. Oh, there she
Yeah.
goes.
Okay, so next we have Starbucks.
Starbucks.
Okay, Starbucks is also a 6 7 month old. She's
Mm-hmm.
also HDB approved. She came from the same place as Tessa from Crunchy,
Right.
and she's very friendly. Now this
Nice.
girl, she is very, very friendly to every single person that she meets.
Yeah.
She's the kind that when you first time see her, right? Sorry, she will actually belly up. Hi, come here. She's also very, very playful. Come on,
Right.
darling. Come on. There you go. Good girl. Great for first time dog owner, cat
Mm-hmm.
owner. If
Right.
you have young children, she's fine as well. Because she's quite sweet. But she can be a bit mouthy because this is the stage that they are at. So just give her
Mm-hmm.
plenty of toys and food, as you can see. That's all.
She loves
Hey,
that.
Starbucks. There you go. Starbucks. Okay, Starbucks, sit. No, no,
And
sit. Sit.
oh, well, she's only 6 months old. She's got plenty of time to learn all the tricks that you want her to learn. And because her personality is so, should we use the word submissive? She'll be great if you have pre existing children or you've got cats or other dogs. She'll be a fantastic addition to the household. And since she's 6 months old, you've mentioned that she's HDB approved.
Yes, she's HDB approved.
That's about as big as
She,
she's going to get.
yeah, so she's not gonna be tall, but more on
Mm-hmm.
the long side. So she has a little bit like a Dachshund thing in her,
Oh, lovely.
with a very big ears. And come, sit down. Okay, okay. Come on.
So Jolly's
There you
asking
go.
the exact same question. Is this her full size?
No, not the full size. We cannot determine her full size until at least what 9 months old,
Okay.
because some dogs do have growth spurt in the later part of the year.
Right.
So yeah, but I won't say she'll be. I think max she'll go about 20 kilo.
Okay.
So it's still within the HDB ruling. But anyway, the adore HDB thing is 55 cm. So it's the height from the ground,
Yep.
from the
She's,
ground
yeah.
to the shoulder. It's
Right.
not the head, huh? It's from the
No.
ground to the shoulder.
She
Come
wants
on,
to be
darling.
taller. She wants to be taller. She's like 55. I can be 55. If I stand up on
Yay!
my back legs, I can be 55. So
Sit. No, no.
we've got a question
Come on.
coming in from
Good
Joy.
girl.
Joy's
Yeah.
asking, how much is the adoption fee?
Okay, so for female dog is $250 plus license fee $15. For
Mm-hmm.
male dog is 235, license fee $15. Now that's just the adoption fee. So HDB dogs still have the adore training to pay, and that goes to the trainer. That is $250. So in
Right.
total it's about 500. If you were to get a dog outside yourself, a sterilization itself costs more than 600 for a female dog.
Right.
So when you adopt, it's way cheaper than buying actually. Come on, darling.
That's
And
so
don't forget
important.
they are already vaccinated as well. So yeah, they're
So
all
these are
healthy.
costs. These are all costs that you would have to pay for separately, but when you adopt through ASD, you get a global fee, and all these other extras are all bundled in with that.
Correct.
We've got another question coming in from Jaslyn. What is the suggestion if both parties, both adults at home, need to work, and the dog will be left at home during the day? What can we do so the dog won't feel bored or anxious?
Okay. Now we have. If it's for a young puppy, then we will not suggest them having a young puppy if they are working adult. We would
Mm-hmm.
rather you take a fully sized grown up dog about 2 years old and above, because they are
Right.
more chill. They will just sleep throughout the day.
Yep.
They will not get as bored as young pups like this one, 6 months old, because they are still learning, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Now, but if you still insist that you still want a 6 to 7 months old, and if ASD would feel that okay, you make a good owner, there
Right.
are things like daycare, doggy daycare. You can actually it's actually quite common now, quite popular. Of course, you have to pay for their service. They
Yep.
can either come pick it up, or you send them over to the daycare, so they get played. They go out to the beach, to the dog park, the whole day, and then they
Mm-hmm.
return at the end of the day. So usually by then you have a very, very tired dog.
And a very happy dog because they've been playing
Yes.
with other puppies all day and they've seen so many things and they've gone on excursions. Hey man, do they do human daycare? I could go for one of those.
And it's good because it actually helps to socialize your dog with other dogs as well. new environment that we regular dog owners may not be exposed to. I don't like the beach myself, so I won't bring my dog to the beach.
There
But
you
if my
go.
dog can go to the beach themselves, they will enjoy. So yeah, stuff like that. I'm not asking to send every day because it's not cheap, but at least like twice a week is actually very good for them.
Yeah,
Especially if your dog is a skittish kind, scared to go out. Sending them to daycare actually helps them a lot.
very
And you
nice.
don't worry about the daycare people. They are very experienced people, and they will know how to manage for you.
We have
And
a
then,
slew of questions coming in about the HDB question. So
yeah,
you mentioned just now that the height approval limit is 55 cm. So
correct.
Susan had asked a question which you've already answered about how it's from the height from the floor
It's
up
from
to
the
the
floor
shoulder,
to the shoulder here.
correct? So our next
55.
question from Jaslyn is that will there be any issues if they grow beyond 55 cm despite being HDB approved?
Actually, just last year it was only 50 cm. The only reason it has increased to 55 cm.
Yeah,
And the reason for increase is because most of our Singapore specials are actually up to 55 cm.
I see.
So um, we don't think that will be an issue. But if we do outgrow to 55 cm, but you have already got the adore pyro before that, you
Yeah,
don't really have to worry. You just have to make sure
right.
that you are a very responsible dog owner in your neighborhood. Make very, very good relationship with all your neighbors and people that you meet. Okay, that is very, very important.
Of
And
course.
especially if you have a full black dog, like the
Mm-hmm.
black dog syndrome. Whatever it is, we have to be very nice, even though it's not our fault that time. But
Yeah,
for the sake of the dog, you just have to be a bit more tolerant, you know, make the first move, smile at your neighbors, say hi to them, like slowly introduce them, yeah.
it's the
I'm
same
not,
way. It's the same way as though if you wanted to have a party, you want to invite your
yeah,
neighbors, be friends with your
correct.
neighbors so they don't call the police on you. That's basically
Yes,
the situation.
yes.
Amazing. Okay, so we have more questions about the HCB approval process. So Jolene is asking, how do you determine if a dog is HDB approved and at what age?
Okay, so that's why the minimum age to be approved is usually a minimum 7 years, 7 months old.
Right.
But sometimes, if we do know the parents, like when we rescue the whole litter, if we know the parents that they're really huge, or by
Yeah.
the size of their paws, we will advise that, no, we don't think so they are. So it's
Right.
really more, there is no scientific, like, a guideline. If you see this is HDD, see that's HDD. No, it's really more on like our experience. We feel that, okay, I don't think so they will be HDB approved, kind of thing. Yeah, but minimum 7 months, 6 to 7 months, so then you can determine that they're HDB approved. So if there are people that are rehoming puppies younger than that, there's a
Right.
risk. Okay, there is a risk. But like I say, when you want to bring home a pet, it's a lifetime commitment. Don't take it now because it's cute. Okay, you have to think far. What if it already oversized and then your neighbors, it can even not be your direct neighbor, it can be somewhere opposite the block, and they just make a
Right.
complaint. Hey, there's a very big dog in our neighborhood. And then if your dog get evicted, the and I mean, it's the dog's gonna deny suffering, you see, because they will have nowhere to go. They'll probably end up in a shelter. So it's not fair to the dog, you see. So every dog that you bring back home, you have to really think far. It's really a lifetime commitment. Don't just bring home because they're cute. No,
We've
I
got
want
two
a
questions
companion.
for Starbucks before we go back to the general question. The first Starbucks question is from Harry. Harry says, "Hi, is Starbucks used to young children at around toddler age? How do you think she'd go with them?"
Okay, so they are not exposed to young children at the moment because there's no way. Okay, but I would say she will do fine. Yeah, she will definitely do fine with young children. As long as the young children don't go pull her ears,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Don't go give her like sudden. So a lot of this is the parents' responsibility. Okay,
Yes.
you can have the most chill dog, but if the child doesn't give space or the child overdo it,
Right.
the dog will react. It's
Of
just a
course.
defense mode. You don't like people pulling your ears, correct? So same thing, the dogs will not like you pulling their ears too, no matter how long they have been with you.
So it's just
So
about
yeah,
teaching everyone in the household that
yeah,
this new is a new member of the family. It's not a toy. It's not something that you can drop or tease too much, because unlike a toy, it's not an object, it's got feelings, it's got
Yes.
emotions. So I think it's just a very simple way of bringing that across to new children and
Mm.
new members of the family. I think it should be a very easy transition once everyone's on the same page. We have another question from Jolly. How big is Starbucks now?
Okay, as you mean in size, she's about 15 kilo,
Mm-hmm.
okay, 6, 7 months old. I think she will not go beyond 20 kilo
Right.
as a full size adult. Yeah, like I say, she'll be short but longish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because of the
Mm.
Dachshund
Yeah, a
heritage.
little bit of the Dachshund thing in her. Yeah.
We've got two questions. I see that all of your doggies are going crazy for your treats. So we've got two questions on that. Gideon asks, how much treats should we feed the dogs for training, and is there an advised limit to prevent overfeeding?
Okay, like I say, training with dogs should be a short, simple 15 minutes each session.
Right.
So that 15 minutes, the amount of treats that you are giving should be bite really, really tiny, tiny one. Okay, this is like this kind of size.
Hmm.
So like a kibble size.
Right.
That is should be how small it should be. Overfeeding, diet wise is quite it's quite it's a very different. I like to feed a lot. Okay.
Your dogs thank you for it.
My own dogs are all very fat. Okay, but I would say if your dog is a very active dog, the metabolism is high, you can feed more. But some the metabolism is very low, so you have to feed lesser. And what kind of treats you are giving? Probably you can be giving chicken. Chicken is very lean, but
Right.
if you are giving pork, that is more fatty.
Right.
So when you tell me how much of treats to give, I will ask you what kind of treats are you giving?
That's a good
You know?
question.
Correct. So it's a very vague thing how much of treats. I'll ask you if eating a lot more potato chips healthier or eating more fruits are healthier. It's the same thing. They're all treats, chips and fruits. So but fruits are healthier. So yeah, it boils down to that.
All of these
Ah,
variations that make a big difference. And Jan has a similar question. She's
correct.
asking, what is the average monthly cost for food, medical, and treats for a dog?
Depend how pampered you are for your dogs. Okay, so the basic I would say,
Right.
like the monthly prevention method for the tick fleas, um, $20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that will actually cover the ticks. It will cover also the heartworm stuff
Right.
like that. There are some people who doesn't want to use it because they feel that it's just pumping chemicals. I'm just
Oh.
saying in a general, huh? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's $20. And then food wise, do you want to feed dry food or you want to cook for your dogs or do you want to feed raw food? So if you can keep $200 per month aside to
Right.
cover the food and the supplement, the monthly prevention, I think it's more than enough. It's more than enough. And whatever balance, you just keep it there. So it can be for
Okay.
their future medical, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So yeah, food will not go beyond $100 unless you're feeding them steaks every day. Then there's a different story.
Your
I
dogs
have
will love you.
I have friends who spend $500 a month for a dog. Five hundred
Right.
dollars.
Right.
I use $500 to feed more. I could feed more dogs with $500. So
There
really
you go.
depends how much you want to pamper your dogs. You know. But
It's 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 the same for humans, right? If you want to eat chicken rice every day, or if you want to go to fancy restaurants every day, your cost
exactly.
will be
Yeah.
variable. We've got
Yeah. So I
one
would
question.
say, yep.
Oh, go on, go on.
Now I would say like $200 for regular mongrel because
Yeah.
grooming is just nail cutting. That's the most you need to do.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, $200 per month is very, very safe.
Mm-hmm. Before we lose her forever, Juliet is asking, why did you call her Starbucks?
Okay, so Starbucks, you believe or not, but we tried to fight for Starbucks custody. Starbucks was actually from a factory. She actually has a caretaker. So the name was given by that caretaker,
Mm-hmm.
who's a Myanmar foreign worker.
Right.
He loved her so much that he didn't want us to rehome her actually.
Oh.
He wanted to call her like, have her by his side and then if he ever goes back he wants to bring her back. But factory environment is never as comfortable as home environment. So we feel that if we can rehome why don't just let us rehome, you know? And definitely, it's better, it's safer out here because in the factory, there are cases where dog runs out. They are not chained out, they have
Right.
freedom. If they runs out, if they get knocked down by a lorry,
Oh dear.
if they get paralyzed, how?
Oh dear.
If they are dead, how? So we try to rehome as much as possible, especially those dogs that are okay. We are buyers. If they are easier to rehome, let's rehome them quickly.
Right.
You know,
Right.
yeah. So
Well,
we try to talk things out, and then yeah, we just got her. I think she
onward,
really
onward, and
deserves a
upward.
home.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So thank you so
Nice,
much. Oh, thank you
no
so much,
problem.
Starbucks, for hanging out with us.
Yes, it's finishing.
Wow, that's fast, man.
Yeah, don't worry, I forgot. Come on, okay.
So we'll bring on Bonnie next, but first we want
Yes,
to give a shout
Bonnie.
out to our episode sponsor. Joining us again is Sharicia Wonderland, who has a cute range of apparels for your fur kids and your humans to boot. So on top of the $100 raised by them from our first episode, they will be contributing a percentage of their sales till the end of May. So thanks so much to Sharicia Wonderland. They join our list of campaign sponsors, Pet Lover Center. So thank you again, Pet Lover Center. And our other campaign sponsor, ooh, the Pet Couture logo at Pet Couture SG. So there's so many people who are stepping up and volunteering themselves and donating their proceeds to the cause. So is this Bonnie that we have before us?
Yes, that's Bonnie.
Hi,
Hey,
Bonnie.
Bonnie is very pretty. Bonnie is from Tuas.
Mm-hmm.
She was the only female left there with a pack of four other puppies her
Mm-hmm.
age. She has been with me for coming about 6 months. Okay.
So how old is she? She's
So
about a yearish
she's
then?
about 1 year to, yeah, 1 year-ish. Now, Bonnie, as you can see, there is a leash attached to her for a
Right,
reason. She's still learning human contact.
right.
Okay. Bonnie.
Oh, she is beautiful. She did like this beautiful side eye to the camera. Very model-esque.
Yeah. So if she's not on leash, I
Mm-hmm.
can't really pet her.
Right,
She is still. It's not that she doesn't trust humans. Some dogs just take really, really longer time to be comfortable with human touching
right.
them.
Of course.
She will still come for food. She always come when I'm having my food, my meal. She will
Yes.
come right into my face and eat and steal my food. She is that close.
Right.
But when you try to approach her, she's like that. So some dogs are just, they just take a bit longer time. It can be a year or 2 or 3. But one thing good is she is very, very good motivated.
Right.
She can sit. She walks well on leash. She doesn't react. And yeah. Yeah. So the only thing is she's not the cuddly kind. She's not the
I
kind that's
see.
gonna sit beside you. So these are the things that you have to look out for if you want to have Bonnie. So like I
Oh,
say, God is fair. She's
yeah.
very pretty. She is very, very pretty. She's a good size. This
Mm-hmm.
is a fully grown size already.
HDB
Okay.
approved. Yep.
HDB proof as well. Okay. And good with cats. She doesn't react at all. Out on walk, not a problem.
Right.
Uh, with children, like I say, if the children are the one that wants to pet her, no
Yeah.
way they will be able to do it. So
Yeah.
don't. This is what you will get when you want to get a pony. You must be prepared. She's not the kind that will allow you to really touch her kind.
So
Yeah.
everything's going to be on her terms. Once she warms
Yes.
up to you, once she's comfortable with you, then she'll decide how close she
Yes.
wants to get. Fantastic.
Correct.
We've got a question coming in from Patrick. He's asking,
Mhm.
how far are the dogs typically along in their toilet training?
So Bonnie is actually toilet trained. So
Right.
actually all the dogs that you have seen, right, they are all toilet trained. It's very easy for me to get them toilet trained because I have a specific designated toilet for them. So
Right.
they learn from each other.
Okay.
So going to a new environment, if it's a total new environment, right? You have no dogs before, you set a designated place for them. But also, do you want your dog to be outdoor trained or indoor
Right.
trained? Some
Right.
prefer totally outdoor. So if you want that, you have to make sure that you set a fixed routine. They are like
Oh, Lisa, I think we might be having a little bit of a problem. So just hold the phone right there. We're just going to figure out what's happened with the audio. But in the meantime, we're just going to sort this out. No problem. It happens all the time. But what I understand is we are dealing with different situations with different dogs, and as far as Lisa's animals are concerned, they are very well trained, toilet trained within her space. So it shouldn't be too difficult to convince the dogs, Patrick, to do the necessary in the areas where you designate for them because they've already been taught how to do it within the confines of Lisa the fosterer's home. So that's completely okay. We're going to figure out what's going on with the audio on Lisa's side, but in the meantime, we're going to expand on the one of the main sponsors for this episode, Pets Couture. So earlier we announced that Paul Glam is running their pledge of 40% of their 3 limited edition collars for our episode until the 23rd of May. However, we've just gotten brand new news, fresh off the press. All 3 collars, in total worth about $400, have been sold after the Pets Couture Facebook live show yesterday. So this is fantastic news. Thank you, Pets Couture, for your generous donation for Pets Plan. We've got loads of other questions coming in. We're really, really enthused that you guys are so enthusiastic about this. Lisa, do you want to try your audio just yet? No, not yet. Okay, but we'll welcome that. We'll welcome the audio issue. And we've got so many questions coming in. Thank you guys so much for your interest in the animals and for getting all this information out. All this information is coming through. And we are going to find out a little bit more from Lisa once the audio comes back on. Deborah's asking, is it good for dogs to have a meat-free diet? And Juliet asked the question that I'm dying to know. What is your recipe for these treats? All these doggos are going crazy for them. So, Juliet, what Lisa had shared earlier on was that she just gets a dehydrator. And this dehydrator is good for human food as well. So if you want to make jerky for yourselves or if you want to dehydrate fruits, she was sharing that there is a $400 dehydrator that's available. If you really want one that will last forever, that's definitely one that's available. Lisa, we're going to test your mic really quick. Oh no, not yet. It's fine. Okay, but we will enjoy this beautiful view of Bonnie, who is HCB approved. She is just about over a year old. Things are going really well. Oh, look at that. We're going to see whether we can get Bonnie to face the camera. Oh, she's like, oh, I'm not sure what we're trying to do with this. But you can look at this coloring. It's stunning, really, the color that she's got and that face. Will she give us the supermodel side eye? She might just give us the supermodel side eye really soon. Oh, so close, so close. So what we might have to do. Oh, there she is. Did you see that? She actually looked right into the camera. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect.
She must think, am I laughing at her?
Oh, Lisa, you're back. Welcome back, Lisa.
Hi. Okay.
Well, we've got you back, and we had questions.
Yes.
About from Nenli. Nenli's asking, do the dogs shed a lot?
Okay. All dogs shed.
Mm-hmm.
We have seasonal. We have diet. And we have some dogs that actually shed 365 days a year.
Right.
So there's a lot of factors to whether dog sheds or not.
Lisa, I'm glad to tell you that Marshmallow is gone into just quietly there's a Marshmallow in stealth mode in the back, just creeping in.
Later. Yeah. So if your dog do shed, we always, yeah, there's a tool called the defibrillator, which you actually can brush them once a week to actually take out their loose fur
Right.
on the undercoat. Okay, but diet also plays a factor. If
Right.
your diet is a little bit not balanced out, it doesn't fit the dog, it will shed. If the
Right.
dog is stressed, it will shed. If the environment is too humid and they get a little bit itchy, it sheds. And we do find a lot of common thing in Singapore specials. From November all the way to February,
Right.
they have a lot of skin problem as well. It's due to the weather.
Right. The humidity
So
and the heat in Singapore.
yes, and pollen. So
I
every dog,
see.
yeah, it can be even dust mite. It can be even allergic to grass. Every dog is different.
So this
Yeah, you'd be
segues
surprised.
it segues into Winnie's question. Winnie's asking, do Singapore Specials shed all year long? I think the answer is all dogs shed all year long. And she's asking, is it suitable for asthmatics?
Um, they are not hypoallergenic dogs.
Right.
So, and how bad is your asthma?
Mhm.
I have friends who has very bad asthma. I have friends with eczema. They will still want a dog. They actually still keep it. They will just take medication just to curb it.
Right.
Yeah. But I would say before you know that you have all these health things, right?
Yes.
You want to maybe attend adoption drive
Mhm.
when you are with more dogs. You see how's your reaction with the dogs first.
Right.
If you can stay there straight 2 3 hours, you think you're fine. Okay, maybe you can try.
Yeah.
But you need to take a few session to prove that you're okay with the dogs. And
Okay.
usually adoption counselor will do ask you for your history back, your medical history, if you have any
Right.
asthma, eczema and stuff like that, because that is one concern. We know that you are asthma and then we still send you a dog, and if the dog get returned because of the asthma attack, it's not
Right.
fair to both, you see.
Of course.
Yeah.
We've got questions specifically about Bonnie. Uh, Jia Sing is asking, at this age, does Bonnie chew on things like furniture?
um a little bit, she still do. Okay, now a dog doesn't mean because she's too young she chew. We have
Right.
older dogs that chew as well. It's because they could be bored
Right.
or they're
So what's the
stressed.
solution?
Okay, so make sure that you have a very strict routine for your dog, for
Right.
Bonnie, so they know what she'll be expecting. She knows that, okay, I need to go toilet at 7, I need to be out, I need to go for my walk at 7, but for
Right.
some reason you're not taking my walk out. So once she's outdoor trained, she'll be waiting. Okay, or you are working every day long hours and you
Right.
kind of like forgot about her, she'll get bored. Okay, then she'll start chewing furniture. You may have a lot of toys for her. She
Right.
may play with toys, but she may also go for furniture and stuff like that. It's actually for attention.
Sure.
Yeah.
Someone else, Selena's asking, can I check how tall and heavy Bonnie is, please?
Bonnie is about 17, 18 kilo.
Right.
She is less than 55. I will give her about 48 to 50 cm.
Right.
Yeah. This is her size.
Beautiful.
She is, right? She does look like Shiba, right?
A little bit, yeah. Or like she's got
Yeah.
something corgi-esque going on in her face.
Yes, her eyeliner.
Very nice.
Yeah. She's already fully grown for Bonnie.
hmm
Yeah.
I'm
But like I
always
say lah,
asking, what is the background? What is Bonnie's background?
Bonnie was from Tuas.
Right.
So Tuas there's a lot of stray dogs there, or factory dogs. So she hangs out with 4 other dogs which are male. She was the only female one there.
Right.
So the feeder has been trying very hard to get her. So with limited budget, we always try to rescue female first because female produce.
Right.
One time they produce have like 6 7. We do not want that to happen.
Right.
So we always get female dogs first.
Okay.
And yet we got her. Yeah. And she's really pretty. But yeah, I guess God is fair when she's pretty, but but she's not as sociable as the rest.
Actually,
I
that
think
social question is something that
uh,
Denise is asking. Denise is asking, does Bonnie get along well with other dogs, especially older dogs?
how old is the dog? I need to ask because she's still a young dog. She still wants to play. She's talking
Right.
me. She still wants to play. If if she wants to play with the other old dog and the old dog have any health issue, You have to
Right.
think whether will it trigger the dog to be stressed, the old dog to be
Yes.
stressed. But if the old dog is fine, probably 8 to 10, I think it's still okay. She gets by with any dog. Yeah, she's really a dog kind of a dog.
Nice. As
Yeah,
opposed to like a people
yeah.
dog, right?
Yes, correct. So unlike Tessa and Starbucks, they're the people dog.
Right.
Okay, but Bonnie is really just a dog.
Nice. So
See,
again,
there you
question
go.
from Deborah: is it good for dogs to have a meat-free diet?
Vegetarian diet. No, I won't say that it's totally bad. There
Right.
are options in the market where they do carry vegetarian formula for the dogs itself. I
Mhm.
wouldn't suggest doing own vegetarian food for them because you
Right.
may not know the balanced diet for them. So go for the commercial one. It's actually is vegetarian formula for the dogs.
Right.
But they do eat meat, so yeah, it's a choice for all dog owners. I'm not
Of
saying
course.
no, but preferably with meat, it'll be better for them.
So Landy's got a general question. He's asking, do you have any lap dogs that can keep my 14-year-old toy poodle company?
14-year-old toy poodle. Okay, toy poodle itself is actually quite small.
Yep.
Okay, so mongrels they're actually on this kind of size. My only worry is when they play, their
Yeah.
strength when they try to play with the poodle, it could be a
Right.
little bit too tough for the poodle.
Right.
So that's one thing to think about. So if you really want to get a companion for the poodle, I would rather you go for an older dog,
Right.
probably like a 3, 4, 5 years old kind, with actually more chill, more relaxed,
Hmm.
so everyone can just chill together, but
Right.
not a young one, because the young one they still want to play.
True, because they don't know their own strength just yet. They don't know how
Sorry?
strong they don't know how strong they are, and they just want to play. They're
Yeah,
just babies as well.
correct.
So before,
And if they play too rough, then
yeah.
you might think that she's a bit too aggressive for the dog.
Hmm.
But no, but this is them playing. We have dogs that will really pull their ears and everything, but this is their role playing. This is how they
Yeah.
play. Yeah. Be
Well,
very specific what kind of dog you're looking for.
right.
Go out. Don't just because she looks good, you want her.
Hmm.
More of what you are looking for, what kind of temperament dog you're looking for.
Right.
There are a dog for every single one. You just be very specific what you want, and they will narrow it down for you. And you need to accept for what color it's gonna be.
Right.
Because I think most important is really the temperament of the dog and not the appearance of the dog.
Of course, because you're bringing someone
Yeah,
into your family, and if
right.
you've got worries such as the medical issues, we've got Melody, who's one of the founders of Hope for Animals. She's got asthma, and she's going to come on a little later on to share what tips and tricks that she has for dealing with asthma and dander in dogs. So this is something
Mm.
that is going to be coming on later on. We've got two more questions for Bonnie. The first
Yes.
one is from Lily. She's asking, does Bonnie bark a lot? My neighbor's dog barks a
No.
lot, and I feel bad adding on to the neighborhood sound.
We have to find out the main reason why the dog barks.
Right.
Is the dog alone? Is it bored, barking for attention, or could be the dog could be sick, not
Right.
well?
Hmm.
There's a one reason why a dog bark. They don't bark for no reason.
Right.
Bonnie is not excessive barker. She doesn't need bark
Right.
because she's very fully stimulated over here. She's playing all day long. So when the dog is very occupied, they don't bark.
Right.
Yeah, she's not
The
the
next
barkish dog.
the next question is from Daniel. Daniel is asking, is Bonnie neutered, and does she have food aggression?
Yeah, she's already muted. No full aggression.
Hmm.
Mm.
And I think on that note, someone's crying in the background. On that note, we can move on to our last guest for today. We had a bit of a cameo in the
We
background
have
just
two.
now. We've got both of the babies.
Yeah.
But before that, we
Yeah.
want to say a quick thank you to our episode sponsor, Paul Meal. Paul Meal will be donating 10% of all their profits for their trial plan purchase for the next 2 weeks following this live PAL episode. Are you looking to spoil your fur kids with amazing delights? Then visit their website at paulmeal.com. We have the special guest.
Ta-da!
Hello.
Okay, now this because she's a bit small, so let's bring this forward. Hi.
Hello, Marshmallow. Hello, baby.
But she's so small, so much. So Marshmallow, it's only about 6 5 6 weeks old. She's actually not ready to leave me yet, okay? Because adoptions only starts when they get their first vaccination at 2 months old, okay? If we have that from young. So Marshmallow actually was rescued from Tuas as well. She was actually with BQ,
Right.
and then they were actually found in a very big open field on separate days.
Right.
Hi!
There's BQ.
So they are
Oh
brother
my
and sisters.
stars.
So we got BQ first, and the mother wasn't found. It was right in a big open field in a sand. Okay,
Right.
she was all alone. She was only about 7 days old,
Right.
eyes not open. So of course, being so vulnerable at such a young age, we had to take them in. And then following next day, Marshmallow came. Same
Nice.
thing. We would suspect is that when the mother was shipping them, she dropped, and then
Oh, I
she
see.
forgot, couldn't find them back and stuff like that.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so they were rescued at very, very tender young age. And they were so tender, no mother milk. So Marshmallow actually fell ill not long. She couldn't suckle, and then she started having pneumonia.
Right.
And that's when my vet actually took over. She didn't have a 24/7 clinic, so she
Right.
actually brought it home to care for her because she needed tube feeding through the
I see.
stomach. They
Oh
actually inserted the
my.
tube because there was no tube that was tiny enough to go through the nose. So she actually was fed to tube feeding. Then BQ fell ill a couple weeks later.
Right.
She got really ill. She was hospitalized for 1 week. We
Right.
thought that she could not survive for the first 48 hours. Not telling, but she did. And she also had nose feeding for a while. Yeah. Okay, so
So
we
you've
have
got
very
two
little what to say.
survivors. You've got fighters,
Yes.
warriors on your lap.
Yes. Yeah. So rescuing young tender puppies, the only thing is because they need regular feeding like every 2 3 hours. So it's
Right.
really like a newborn baby that you need to keep you up in the night to feed them. Okay. They are also already paper trained.
Okay.
So my dogs are trained as young as they know it. Okay. And they are not HDB approved definitely because we do not know how big they will grow up to
Right.
until 6 months old. So only private.
Siblings being siblings.
Yeah, my siblings rivalry. So only private residentials can apply. Okay,
Right.
we are not saying why HDB cannot. The thing is, if we give to HDB, if they were to get too big,
Yeah.
like I say, what happens if they do not, fit the criteria for a dog?
Right.
Then how? You want me to take the dog away from you? It's not fair to you. It's not fair to the dog.
Of
That's
course.
why we
Of
do not
course.
rehome them to HDB at this age, at
So
2 months old.
Iris is
Wow.
asking, are they both girls, these wriggly worms?
Now this is the girl, and this is the boy.
Oh.
Okay, why we got her name as BQ. Actually, it's short for barbecue, BBQ. She came to me when we were having a barbecue. Yeah, that was
Bless.
before the circuit breaker.
Of course. Oh, yes, yeah, we have
Yeah.
to tell the vigilantes
Yeah.
out there.
Yes. So we got a BQ. And then this one popped next day. Oh, okay. Marshmallow then. Alright.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
So,
marshmallow can go on the barbecue.
yeah. Okay, this age, they must have someone at home 24/7 for
Of course.
supervision. Okay.
Oh, they're vocalizing. Oh, they're
Yes, they're
they're
very
singing to
vocal.
us, and they're explaining what kind of homes they want to go to.
Yeah. So you can see at this age, you can tell already who's the boss. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
no. Yeah. So, this age, they do need to start training already. They learn very quickly. Okay, they are very, very cute, very fun to play with.
Right.
But that's when a lot of people will actually forget. Oh, we're supposed to teach them not to do this, teach them not to do that. But we always forget that because they're so cute.
Oh, they're so
Right.
adorable. It's almost illegal. So Daphne's got an interesting question. Daphne's asking, how do you handle dogs with high flight risk?
That will be for skittish dogs. Um, Definitely double collar. If they are if they are gonna bring them out for a walk, I will always want to walk them at very quiet times. That means
Right.
late night or early in the morning, or you use the route that is less traffic.
Right.
Okay, and then you have two collars. two leashes. One is the normal long leash, one is the body leash. The body leash is the multi leash that you attach to the body. So in
Right.
case that you drop the first leash, the other leash is still attached to you. Okay. And don't go for too long the walk. Make it short and simple. Use the same route every single time.
Right.
You want to make the walk as comfortable for the dog.
Right.
Assuring. Because they're skittish, they're scared. That's the thing. So you need to use the same route that they, okay, I'm familiar with this, I'm comfortable with this route, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And you practice it every time. I mean, you can walk them 3 times a day, that would be excellent.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, just get them used to the route. Then once they are comfortable with their route, comfortable with you, then you expand a little bit more.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah.
That makes
But,
sense.
yeah. But definitely at quiet times.
So Gladys is asking, when can they be adopted? By July?
Yes, by July. Same thing. They have no trial period, and then stringent screening will be done. They will need playpens, a place where they will have actually the fenced up area, so they will stay inside because they're still quite young. And then once of age, they have not been vaccinated yet,
Right.
so they will have 3 vaccinations to go through once every month. So after the first vaccination, then they are ready to go.
Right.
Then you have to follow up with the second and the third. And then the sterilisation after 6 months more, which ASD will actually contact you because they will be the one arranging for you to slot the appointment.
Iris is asking, will you be open to potential fosterers visiting them after the circuit breaker?
Fosterer, I mean, they do not need a fosterer now. I'm fostering them, okay?
Right.
Adopters, yes. After all the screening that's done from ASD, that means the phone interview, the questionnaires and all that,
Right.
then after circuit breaker, yes, you can actually come and view the dogs, which the adoption counselor will actually arrange with you. Yeah, they'll make the appointment.
So in your arms right now is BQ, and BQ is a girl because apparently everyone's a little bit confused about who is who. So Marshmallow, the handsome little boy in white, and his beautiful sister, black and tan, she's the little girl. That's BQ. So BQ is the little girl. Marshmallow, the white fella, is the little boy.
Yes.
In case anyone is confused.
You can see who's the more naughtier one. So boys being boys, they're always a little bit more mischievous, while girls are usually more stable.
I'm not going to argue with you at all.
Yeah, you can say I can carry the BQ for a long time. I can't call this boy for. Yeah, look at that. You see?
Oh, yeah, he's a wriggly one. He's like, no, I've got things to do. Let me go. Let me go. I've got things to do.
Do you realize the cuter one are always the naughtier one?
As in life, oh, he is not having it. He is not having it at all. He has things to do with his life. Oh, so snuggly. It's nice having snuggly puppies, but I think Christina's pointed out that all puppies are cute, and it's just important to know that they're with you for a lifetime. They're with you for a lifetime, even when they stop being tiny and cute.
Yeah, and this is only the start. Only the start. They have already start biting things. When you walk, they're already biting your feet. It is very painful because their nails are very small but sharp. So their little teeth. They are really, really very sharp teeth. So they can mouthing you. It hurts, it really do hurt. And they are so hi.
Hello, darling.
And their attention span is less than 1 minute. So it's very hard to train them because this age is not that so motivated as the older one. They are just more like, I just want to do what I want to do. Yeah.
Cindy's got a question. Cindy's asking, will both of them be okay to live with cats?
Yes. I mean, at this age, if you have a cat and you want to bring a dog, bring home a puppy is actually easier than bringing home an older dog because the puppy doesn't know what a cat is. They'll just know just another.
It's another dog.
Furry. Yeah,
it's a different dog.
Correct. They're definitely okay with cats. Yeah, at this age.
That's lovely. So important. And it's so nice that you've got 5 kitty cats at home so that they can get used to these different fur balls who are dogs but not quite dogs.
I wanted to bring my cat in, but I don't know where is he.
Well, cats will be cats, right? They're just going to go off and do their own thing.
Correct.
And we'll just hang out with BQ And oh, Marsh, was that Marsh or was that BQ?
This BQ.
Oh, she's lovely.
Yeah. So you can see they're playing now. Let me see if you can see them. Ah, hey!
Oh no, Marsh,
Come on,
Marsh has a different meeting somewhere else.
come on. Come on. Come on.
We actually had that question earlier on. What's your recipe for the jerky that you feed them?
Okay, doing jerky is very easy. You just need to buy any sliced meat. You can marinate it with turmeric, you can marinate it with honey, you can marinate it with whatever you have in your pantry. Pumpkins, you can puree pumpkins, you marinate the meat, the pumpkin,
Right.
you dry hydrate. It becomes like barbecue meat jerky. Yeah, you can put anything in.
Oh, barbecue jerky for BQ. We've got
Yeah.
questions from Gladys. So Gladys has two questions. She's asking, do these two still need medical treatment? And when
Uh,
does training, like toilet training or behavioral training, usually start, and how long does it usually last?
okay, so actually for puppy training, you will only start after they have their second vaccination.
Right.
Okay, because only then they are actually a bit more stable to hang around
Mhm.
with other dogs.
Right.
Yeah, so only after second vaccination, then they will start training.
Mhm.
Oh, BQ is still due for a last review next Tuesday to make sure that her lungs are totally clear.
Right.
Yeah, so you can see that ASD does not hold back any medical attention for the dogs. You know, we just want
Right.
to make sure that the dogs are all well before we even pass it over to any of the doctors. Yeah.
Well,
Hi.
I'm
And
sure that
if there's any you know, any current situation the dog has, we will always inform the doctor
right.
what to look out for and stuff
Mhm.
like that. Mm.
Oh, they're so sweet. I'm getting very distracted because of how cute they are. These little buttons of joy that I just want to pounce on and play with.
Yeah.
Would you
You won't find
recommend?
them joy. You won't find them joy when they start biting you, nipping your legs and all that.
Oh, they get very sharp when they've got their baby teeth still in. I still remember
Yes,
when my dog
really.
had her baby teeth. That was not fun.
They will only drop their baby teeth after 4 months old.
Hmm.
And then you start picking up tooth from the floor. Hey!
If they don't swallow
Hey!
it, oh, where is she going with that? We have
Pick
lost
you!
BQ.
Pick you! Ah! Hi! Hi!
Oh, we're just having fun with the puppies right now.
Come on! Come on! Come on!
Oh, look at him!
Yeah.
But
She's
just really
very
high
good.
energy, I suppose, for all puppies.
Yes, they are definitely high. Come on. Hi,
Oh, he's
Cloud.
so lovely.
Yeah. But having a puppy, raising a puppy is really a whole family commitment.
Absolutely.
Okay? Yeah. Ouch! No, 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 no. Yeah. Fun, but
Very
a lot of work.
enthusiastic.
Yes.
Do
So
you have
really,
any
you
tips
must
for
have a lot
people?
of food.
Any tips
Tips
for
for
people
people.
who are interested in getting younger dogs, puppies in particular?
Okay. If you're getting puppy as young as 2 months old, and two months to 3 months old, right?
Yes.
Keep everything short and simple. A lot of mental stimulation.
Mhm.
Okay, and then always expose them to loud noises,
Right.
sounds, outside. Can
Right.
go out as much as possible. You want to start that from young.
Right.
Before they start getting older, and then they get skittish. Okay,
Hmm.
so expose them to every single thing, so you get a confident puppy as they grow up bigger. Don't be over too protective for them. Hey, yeah, don't.
What I used
We
to do
have
when I was helping with puppies, we would take them for drives near industrial
yes,
estates, so you can hear like the trucks and you can hear
yes.
all these big noises, and they know that they're safe, so there's nothing to be too worried about.
Yeah, you can on the TV as loud as possible. There are some people who actually what they do when the pups are back in their own area to sleep.
Yeah.
They actually on YouTube videos of car sounds, loud
Right.
alarm sounds. Just get them used to all this and stuff like that. And then meet up with only when they're fully vaccinated, then it's
Right.
advisable. Then you can meet up with other dogs.
Hmm.
Get them socialize with different dogs, to the public, to people.
And that's
Hi.
how you get very safe, well-adjusted puppies,
Yes.
and you're fulfilling your duty as fur dads and fur moms, and it's Mother's Day after all. So shout out to everyone who's already got a little animal in their life. This day is your day too. And we want to just remind everyone that any pet that gets adopted from our PAL episodes will receive a special adoption starter kit generously put together by our campaign and episode sponsors. So please support our local businesses and check out their shopping links in our captions. If you are keen, again, we're just going to tell you while everyone admires the puppies on screen that the Hope for Animals artist team will have relaunched the bark ornament series where you can get your pets personalized on a bark ornament for just $45, out of which $24.50 will be donated to the shelters, $10 will go to the artist as a token fee, and the rest will go toward covering cost and courier fees. And you can, oh, there's a marshmallow. You can purchase this on the QR code on your screen or by the link in the captions. Oh, BQ has just run into something else, and we're going to have to say goodbye. I know we don't want to, but we're going to have to say goodbye to Marshy and BQ. Bye, Marshmallow. Oh, this little boy just has places to go.
Food.
And his sister, BQ. So see you, BQ. See you, Marshmallow. Thank you for talking to us, Lisa. And thank you for being such a great foster mom to all these babies. We really appreciate you. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
See you, Lisa.
Bye.
Now, finally, we have not reached the entire end of the program. We would like to introduce the woman who founded Hope for Animals and brought all these wonderful people and organizations together for Project Adopt Live. She's standing by on your screen. Please metaphorically applaud dramatically for our founder, Melody Tan. As we wait for Melody to pop back onto your screen, why don't I tell you a little bit more about one of our episode sponsors? There she is. We have Melody. But in the meantime, I'll tell you a little bit more about Shop YBF, which is the proud distributor of Zippy Paws toys, Woo and Twig reversible harness, and Hey Kazis accessories. They've also started a campaign where you can donate any amount to Causes for Animals and receive a special WhatsApp sticker from the mascot Cha-Cha. And coming up next week is going to be a fantastic program. We've got guests from SPCA and a very special YouTube personality. But first, here's Melody.
Hi Audrey.
Hey girl.
Thanks for hosting this entire episode. So earlier on, I just wanted to address something. There was a question that came in earlier on with regards to how is it having a dog with asthma and everything.
Yes.
So I just wanted to share a little bit on that. I'm asthmatic myself. I have asthma and a slight eczema.
Right.
My whole family is asthmatic, and I have a niece and nephew that comes over regularly, not during the circuit breaker, but they used to come over regularly.
Right.
So during this period, whenever my dog happened to lick my niece, she flares up in rashes. So how we actually manage this is that first and foremost, we realize that we still love dogs. We are not going to give up our dogs, so we're going to cope with it. So how we cope with it is that we make sure that our house is constantly clean. Our dogs are constantly taken care of, meaning that we actually bathe them frequently. We also look at the shampoo that we use for our dogs, because the shampoo also plays a part of how well your dog's fur are. And and it also the other thing that we need to take note is the diet. So if you don't feed the correct diet, your dog's fur will tend to can actually change. So it can be more oilier or it can be a little bit more drier. So the skin will also affect our asthma. So if their fur is badly taken care of, their skin is not well, you will naturally get asthma allergies more often. Your rashes will flare up even more. So usually in these sort of cases, how we handle it is that we look at the diet. We bring the dog for testing to make sure that, okay, so that means these dogs, they can't take chicken, or maybe they can't even take duck. So what are the food that we need to change? And then the next thing would be the bathing, which is what type of soap, how often do you need to bathe them. So when you do this, naturally their fur becomes better and it won't affect your asthma or your eczema as often. for how my niece reacts is that she is okay playing with them, but except when they lick her.
Oh, I
So
see.
how they handle this part is that once the dogs lick her, she loves to play with them. So you shouldn't necessarily stop your kids just because it flares up. It's how you manage it. So once the dog lick her, we'll actually tell my dogs not to lick her so often.
Right.
We'll always have nearby with us a wet tissue to wipe immediately so that the flare it doesn't come out.
Okay.
So yeah, so these are the issues that a lot of people face, and these are a lot of the reasons why people give up their dogs. Most of the time, it's not that it's that does not always mean that just because I have all these, I should give up my dogs.
Of course.
We can definitely cope. I think there are more people that have asthma who have pets,
Right.
dogs or cats, and they cope with it because at the end of the day, if you love your pet and you love your family, you will find a way to cope with it, right?
And it's just about doing some homework and figuring out what works
Correct.
and what doesn't work, what
Mm,
triggers and what doesn't trigger, and what
correct.
you can do to try and mitigate the effects, especially if you know that it's coming.
Correct. So a lot of the times is that our pet community in Singapore is very strong. As you can see with the current latest
Mm-hmm.
cases, you can
Mm-hmm.
see what's going on. So I feel that what we can do is that if we are all any of us are having problems with our pets at home,
Right.
and as long as we are willing to try to figure things out,
Yes.
you simply just need to reach out to any of the groups on Facebook. There is a group for individual breeds. There is groups for Singapore Specials. There's a Japanese Piece. There's a Golden Retriever group. So all this, they are a very strong community that will guide you and help you, and they're always there, offering advice, offering to guide you, offering to even take the step with you.
Amazing.
So I think at the end of the day, if we really want to keep our pets, if we really love our pets, naturally you'll find a way to handle the situation.
And community is so important. We have a question coming in from Joshua. He's asking whether it's advisable for cancer patients to have fur kids.
I think that is not. I think it's possible. At the end of the day, as long as there's no reason for you not to have a pet.
Right.
I think for all our mental health, it is good for us to have a pet. Naturally, it's scientifically proven that when you have a pet, you tend to become happier
Right.
because you have a companion with you, a companion that loves you unconditionally.
Right.
And I don't see it as a reason not to have a pet, but
Right.
preferably it will be good to have some plannings of the future ahead, so
Right.
that way you won't have so much to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
There was a case where we actually had a dog that actually have a I think she had an estimate of maybe about 3 years left.
Yes.
And elderly couple actually adopted her.
Mm-hmm.
So this elderly couple, they don't have children. The
Right.
reason why they adopted this dog was also because they felt themselves that
Mm-hmm.
it would be good for them to have a pet during this situation, during this time. And they thought that, okay, since they are older, they are very realistic. I mean, let's be realistic with the situation. We are all eventually going to go at certain points of time,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's very important for us to prepare for such an event. So for what the elderly couple did was that they didn't expect themselves to live out very long, so that's why they thought that that was a perfect match. And when they adopted this dog, it was when they first met him already, they fell in love with this dog. And I think after the dog passed away, they didn't feel as upset as what
Right.
a lot of people thought the natural response would be.
Mm-hmm.
They were very happy that they managed to have a pet in their lifetime,
Right.
and that they actually brought about a pet to give the pet actually a good home before the pet
Right.
actually passed. So I
Okay.
won't say that it's a bad thing. I think, or a good thing. I think at the end of the day, it's more of planning and
Right. I
finding the
follow.
pet that suits the person itself.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Well, that's so important to think about, and that's something that came up with Lisa about thinking about the personality of your family and matching the personality of your future fur kid to your home, and not being so caught up perhaps with what the animal looks like. But
Yeah.
if you guys have the same type of personality, it would make a much easier fit, a much more harmonious fit for your home.
Correct. I think that is very important. I mean, at the end of the day, we do like maybe have an idea of what type of pet we want, but when we actually go down, we realize that another pet was calling to us instead.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we have like the ideal man that we want to have, and then you fall in love with someone completely different, because we all think that we know what we want,
Yeah.
but what we want is not necessarily what we need.
Oh, that's so philosophical, and that's so important to remember,
Mm.
especially when you're making a commitment that's going to last years.
Yes.
Whether it's a marriage to a dude or a girl, or whether it's a fur child that you're bringing into your home. And it's particularly important to remember this on Mother's Day.
Yes.
So, Melody, thank you so much for doing all this work and bringing all these people together. Especially, like, we've got one more shout out for another episode sponsor called Lid's Sketch. So she's an artist and she'll be doing up customized postcards and digital works of your pets. Postcards are priced at $25 each. Digital works are $20 for the head and $30 for the full body of the animal. And she will be donating a percentage to the shelters for each artwork sold. So if you're interested, fill in your details in the form. It's going to be fantastic. And we've got really exciting things happening next week, Melody.
Yes,
Should
we do.
Should we tell them now?
I think we should.
So next week, same time, same place, we will be interviewing SPCA's vet, Dr. Chow, and we will discuss some controversial topics about recent events that Melody has just alluded to. So if you are interested in current events that are going on, I think the vet from the SPCA, Dr. Chow, will be around to field those questions. And the special famous YouTuber we were talking about, we will have Aline of Dear Aline. If you are familiar with her husband Naz Daily, you will be familiar with her body of work. She also does a series of videos, and we will be discussing the basic requirements that you'll need to prepare for when you get your dog back home, and the importance of vaccination. We'll be having a discussion about the common health issues of pets that we need to address, and the code of ethics for euthanasia. Very, very topical subjects that we're speaking about, very important things for pet owners and soon to be future pet owners. If you're thinking about adopting, if you're thinking about welcoming an animal into your life, these are things that you need to know about. And Melody and her team at Hope for Animals have managed to curate a very, very special episode that's going to be dropping. I'll be back with you next week, same place, same time, 12:30. And remember, this Mother's Day, especially, remember to choose adoption. It saves 2 lives, the life of the animal that you rescue and the one that you make space for in the shelter. Thank you again, Melody, for hanging
Thank
out
you.
and for putting this all
Guys.
together. My name is Audrey Lim, and I will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.